What's going on, my people? Let's get straight to it. Let's get straight to it. You know how we do. Let's get straight to it. All right. So this is the Florida House of Representatives, I believe. Um, Listen, and we're gonna let me just say this. Shout out to my LGBTQ plus community. You all know I love y'all. Actually have a song out now. And let me just Come On and Be With Me. If you haven't heard it, go check out Come On and Be With Me. I'll put it at the end of this video. Um, if it's out yet. I don't know if it's out yet. I think it comes out today. So it might not even be out when this video is out. It might not be out until a little bit later. But anyway, if you haven't seen Come On and Be With Me, go see Come On and Be With Me. You guys saw a stylish, luxurious, and exquisite evening. I make beautiful music. I always say I create the most beautiful music in rap. Um, but I also make music that means something, right? I also make music that has political undertones sometimes. I also make music that's conscious. I also make music that's thoughtful. I also make music sometimes about a political topic in a more amusing or entertaining or funny way also. So I do all type of different things when it comes to the music. Um, this story here is about Florida. Florida, boy, always Florida. This story here is about Florida. Um, and it's about how Florida, that's the Florida House of Representatives, I believe, right there. And it's about how in Florida, some Republicans want to ban, ban, get rid of, they want to ban any type of flag from flying at governmental buildings. And so the main reason why the Republicans want to do this is because a lot of Democratic leaders in politics, there's been a big move where a lot of them have been successful with flying the LGBTQ or Pride flag for Pride Month. A lot of Democratic elected officials, with got went through the process to be able to fly the Pride flag, the LGBTQ plus Pride flag at governmental buildings. So Republicans are now saying we don't want that. So in a way to not, look disrespectful or not to look discriminatory, in a way to not look discriminatory to where they look like they're discriminating against the LGBTQ plus community. Republicans in Florida are saying that we don't want any flags flying from governmental buildings, just the United States flag and the state of Florida flag. Um, and Democrats are saying you're doing this because you guys are being, discriminatory against the LGBTQ plus community, which is true. But I have something to say about that though. So the article says right here, we see a Florida lawmaker is trying to get a bill passed that would prohibit government buildings from displaying certain flags. Republican Representative David Barrero filed HG, it's the House, HG 901 on Monday. Senate would be S, so House is H. HG 901 on Monday. It would prohibit certain governmental entities from erecting or displaying certain flags. Certain flags. That's interesting. Requiring the governmental entity to remain neutral in certain circumstances. That's interesting because I wonder when it says prohibit certain governmental entities to display certain flags. I wonder if the Republicans want to leave wiggle room to be able to display flags that they want to display. That's interesting. We'll keep that in mind. The bill goes further to say governmental entities may not erect or display a flag that represents a political viewpoint, including, but not limited to, a politically partisan, racial, sexual orientation, and gender or political ideology. It's important. Get back to that. Democrats are speaking out against the bill, saying it's an attack on the LGBTQ plus community. If conservative lawmakers won't stop trying to erase us, we won't stop showing up to oppose them. Political advocacy group Equality Florida posted on X, formerly known as Twitter. That's right. Democratic Representative Anna Eskamani says she believes the main goal of the bill is to ban pride flags. Not only is it a waste of time, but it continuously feeds into what has become a common homophobic trope out of the state legislature, she said. Meanwhile, Republicans like Florida Representative Randy Fine are defending the bill. So they like the bill, saying they want to ban flags. He likes the bill, saying it's not explicitly attacking the LGBTQ plus community. So the Randy Fine says this, Republican. If you're convinced that people are targeting you when you're not, if you're convinced that people are targeting you when you're not, it should say when they're not. I think that's a typo. If you're convinced that people are targeting you when they are not, they probably need to take a look inside, because I don't see anything about that in the bill. Honestly, what popped into my mind was Black Lives Matter, because it's turned out to be such a disaster, Fine said. So this Republican said, I guess he doesn't want Black Lives Matter flags in governmental buildings. When has Black Lives Matter flags been flown at governmental buildings? I haven't seen that. The bill states it does not limit the ability of a private individual to express private speech or viewpoints. Or maybe he's not saying that Black Lives Matter flags flew from governmental buildings. He's saying, what if somebody would have proposed that at the height of the Black Lives Matter movement, and he's saying the movement turned out to be a disaster, so everybody would have been regretting it from letting that flag fly from a governmental building. I see what he's trying to say. The bill states it does not limit the ability of a private individual to express private speech or viewpoints. I mean, I have lots of friends who fly Trump flags outside. That's obviously as a political message as it gets. That's all right. I have a lots of friends who fly Trump flags outside. That's obviously as political a message gets. There's a word missing there. That's obviously as political as a message gets. There should be an as there. That's why I was throwing like, well, I'm not reading it right. All right. Yeah, that's obviously as political as should be here. A message gets. That's obviously as political as a message gets. That's how it should read. Not that's obviously as political a message gets. Why? How can you be a journalist or reporter and you write out a news story and you have typos? You don't read your news story before you put it out? And I'm a rapper, right? I'm a rapper. I shouldn't be this. I'm a rapper, right? Rappers always speak broken English, but you know, y'all, I'm educated now. I got that PhD, right? Two double master's degrees and a PhD. Anyway, so those flags shouldn't be flying from City Hall. So he's talking about the Trump flags. He's saying, I have friends that have Trump flags. I wouldn't fly them from City Hall. Those flags, the Trump flags, shouldn't be flying from City Hall either. And this is a similar bill was filed last year by Senator Jay Collins, but failed to advance. Let me just say this. Let me just say this. My LGBTQ people, I love y'all. Like I said, I have the song coming out today, if it's not already out. Come on and be with me. Shout out to y'all. I agree with the Republicans in this sense. This is what a lot of people don't understand. You might think, well, you know what? And this is why you can't do things with emotion behind it. Because you might think, you know what? They're trying to ban the pride flag. They're trying to ban the LGBTQ flag. They're discriminating. And I believe you. And I truly believe the reason why they're trying to ban this like flags is because of the pride flag. Because the pride flag, I did start to see it be flown at governmental buildings. So yes, the Republicans, the conservatives are probably trying to do this because they don't like to see the pride flag. But if you open it up to the pride flag, then you're only looking at it as, well, I want them to fly my flag. But if you open it up to that, it's going to be that they can also fly their flags. Because see, if somebody flew a Trump flag or a Confederate flag, which unfortunately they still fly the stupid ass Confederate flag in the South a lot, but the reason why I say stupid ass is not because of the Southern pride thing. There's a separate issue with that. Why I don't feel like the Confederate flag should be flown from a governmental building. That's a whole nother Diversity Outspoken. We can do another time. But just if you feel like people and Democrats, liberals, you have to be very, very careful with your emotion of, we want this, because the opposite side can also do the same thing and you wouldn't like it. Because Democrats would go crazy if Republicans wanted to start to fly a Trump flag or, you know, an organizational flag that they believe in, QAnon, or the Tea Party flag, or something like that, that's super conservative. If they flew those flags from a governmental building, not from their pickup truck, not from their own home, from a governmental building that taxpayers pay for, imagine if like there was a flag from like the Ku Klux Klan or a white supremacy group. Democrats would lose their mind, which they should, which I would. So you can't have it both ways. You can't say you want something only because it benefits you and you have an emotional attachment to it. You can't be emotional about these things. You always have to think in the long term. You always have to think in the long game. You always have to think in the long run. So you think, yeah, I do want my flag flying, but that's because, you know, we might be in power now, or that's because, but what if the other side starts to say, okay, well, we want this flag. We want the Trump flag flying from the governmental building, right? Let's say Trump gets reelected again. They could say, hey, he's our president. He's the president of our country. We want to fly his flag, showing love for the president of our nation. Let's fly the Trump flag from governmental buildings. You know, Democrats would lose their mind, or a white supremacist flag, or a QAnon flag, or a Tea Party flag, or a Ku Klux Klan flag, something like that, right? So I agree with the Republicans on this. I say ban all flags that are not the US flag or your state flag, right? Ban every other flag so that you don't get into this craziness where like people just start putting up all type of crazy flags all the time. Because that's going to be crazy if that starts to happen. Okay. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Y'all take care. Have a great day or great night, depending on where you are in the world. Love y'all. All right. Check out those videos right there and right there. Check out the videos right there and right there. Love y'all. All right. Take care. Bye-bye. Where's my cursor? All right. There we go. Check out the videos. There we go. Right there. Right there. Love y'all. Take care. Bye-bye.